Hello and welcome back. This week I'm getting ready pretty early. I'm just doing a get ready with me. Creatively, I'm just at a low point right now. I've had so many video ideas for the past little bit and now they're all gone. Sorry, I'm like cleaning and talking to you guys at the same time. Yeah, I'm just in like a creative low point. So today, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just do a get ready with me. I said that already. Get to the point, Claire. I have some new makeup. If you watch my short form, you would know what the new makeup is. If you only watch my long form content, I have new to me Haus Labs, which I've been rather enjoying, and some Refy products. I do also have this Max Stack Elevated Mascara that I repurchased, but that is for backup, because I talked about it recently where I messed up this year, and for National Mascara Day back in February, I forgot to buy my mascara backups. Oh, so I've been running low on mascara for like the entire year. That was really a big mistake that I made. But anyways, long story short, we're playing with new makeup today. We're playing with Haus Labs and Refy, and maybe I'll bring in some of my older things as well. I do have sunscreen on my face because I am planning on doing some espionage and I have to go to the Mac counter to film something for a TikTok follower because she asked me about a shade comparison and I need the newer colorway to compare it. So anyways, the Haus Labs products were sent to me. The Refy products, technically they're free. Girl math, I used gift cards for the Refy stuff. So I think today I'm gonna wear the Haus Labs foundation. This is the shade 040, and I've been keeping it kind of a secret, but when I talked about it last week, how good my skin has been doing, it's been this. I've been trying it for about a month now. A month ago, I went into Sephora and I got little sample pots. The sample pots program is now back at Sephora Canada, and it's a really nice little program. The one thing I will say with my experience with the little sample pots is it does oxidize like crazy. Like this is the shade 040 compared to on my mixing palette. So the more you use the little sample pot, the more oxygen you're introducing into the packaging, right? And it's when it's in something like a pump and then it's going into a pot, it's not meant to be exposed to that much oxygen. And even the frosted packaging can help not oxidize a makeup product like that. When you get the sample pot, you do need to use it frequently and make up your mind, because depending on the foundation that you're grabbing, the formula can become compromised just because of that oxygen exposure. So this is the shade 040 on me. I think it's really good. But again, I want to preface, these products were sent to me. So if you don't care about what I say because they were given to me, then please take everything as it is. And I haven't tested it yet with SPF underneath it. I'm wearing the Kiehl's like North American formulation because I have to go oot and a boot. I need to have that foundation on. And I'm leaving pretty much right after I finish my makeup so that the SPF is still working. Also, let me know how my framing is this time. I set my camera a little bit farther back to try to get some more body into the shot. For concealers, I have Haus Labs. This is 04 and 01. 04 is rather pink-y, and I tend to not like applying directly to my face, but because this is so thick, I feel like it's fine and I can get away with it. If I had gotten this box last week, I feel like it would have been way more helpful for me, because 040 is like a concealer that blends into my skin and isn't brightening. And last week's video where I turned into Makeup Lynn's, if you haven't watched it, it was a fun one. I think her video was much better than mine, but she uses a matching concealer and I haven't ever used a matching concealer. I only go for brightening. So this is shade 01 and this is much more my type of concealer shade. And I've been starting to get back into brightening the center of my face, but this concealer is quite thick. So a little goes a very long way with it. And I thought I had a reaction to it when I tried it back when I got the sample pots for the foundation, but I haven't had anything happen since, so it could have just been the testers in the Sephora were maybe compromised. There are products in Sephora that I'm sensitive to, so someone could have had it on their hand, put the Haus Labs concealer on it, and then put the thing back into the thing. So they can be compromised a little bit when you test a product at Sephora. I'm gonna do my little triangle and tap off the excess. Now to me right now, my face matches my body, but when I did my makeup yesterday, my face was really a different color, and I'm pretty sure I know what did it, because I also got the powder. This is the powder in transparent, and it is colored yellow, so I think it did really badly mess with the shade of the foundation, so I'm just not going to use it today and see what happens. Contour, I have 2 of the Haus Labs Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm, and I do want to show you, this is the shade Profile, which is the lightest shade. It's really gray, but I haven't seen it beside my Sephora contour stick yet. So this one is Sephora, this one is Haus Labs. And see how it's almost like a white cast gray versus the Sephora, which is that brown gray. I don't know, I've been playing around with them. I'm just gonna use this little tiny brush. And now that I put the Sephora on my hand, I'm gonna just use the Sephora because I don't have very much of the Sephora left and I don't wanna waste it. So I'm just gonna do a little mix of Profile and the Sephora contour stick and just go in my normal contour zones. And then we're doing the same, basically the same thing. Let me just clean my hand off because I got the contour in the shade Chisel. Yeah, Chisel. So this swatch will be Chisel because I thought Chisel looked like Biscuit, Westman Atelier Biscuit. Oh, they're very different. Chisel is almost like the Sephora one. No. Chisel has that little bit more warmth of like that red in it. Biscuit is like so different in comparison. I've been using Chisel like up here this past week. Not week, weekend. Kind of like in this zone. Because I find in the summertime, your forehead being warmer is a bit more natural looking. I just mix everything and put it on the eye. I always find it so crazy that people can put Biscuit on their hand and it looks gray like Profile does, because it does not look like that on me. And I say that out of jealousy. That's completely like a jealousy thing. I wish it was that easy to find shades like that for me. Okay, so now, again, let me clean my hand off. We're going to use the first Refy product. Because I bought the Refy stuff, there's significantly less Refy than there is Haus Labs. So for Refy, if you didn't watch that video, I got the water blush, the lipstick, the mascara, and the skin tint. So I've already done my skin, so I can't do the skin tint. So I think I'm gonna do the Refy blush. There's like a magical hair somewhere on my face. The shade range for the Refy is actually terrible. They only have 3 shades, and this is the most muted shades. The other 2 are really, really vibrant. This is the shade Acai, and it's just like a really natural red, flushy tone. It's almost like you're controlling the redness that you're putting back in your skin, and you just tap a brush into it. I haven't tried it with like one of these cushion foundation cushions. I don't think I would ever apply it with one of those. This is the first time I am applying it over the Haus Labs though, so we'll see how the Haus Labs reacts to it. And I've been changing up my blush placement. I've been trying to keep things very like forward on the face. Because this is the water blush, it will sheer out, I find, when I put products over top of it. And I kind of have to keep reminding myself, I talked about it in my first impression, that Refy is really meant to be like barely there. And that is what I wanted, because when I was on set, I didn't really have the makeup products to do that kind of like model off duty, barely there kind of makeup style. And that's what Refy does. That's what Refy is known for. So when I put the pull out, I'm just gonna use my Romand talc powder. When I put the pull out, I think around that time, a couple months back, that's why I asked about it, because every time I was seeing Refy products, I was like, man, I feel like Refy is what I needed when I had to do my makeup for that job. And that's why I had that little poll up asking you guys your opinions on Refy. Now, obviously, because I bought the products, I don't know when I would be able to do kind of like the rest of my Refy review. See how when I put powder over the blush, it does kind of like tamp down and lighten that water blush a little bit. So that's either a good thing or a bad thing for you. You have to think about it for yourself. I can't be the one to tell you, because I like that look. I like it, especially for when I'm just about to go to the mall, and hopefully I can blend in at the MAC counter and I don't really stand out doing my espionage. I hate going to the mall though. I always find it really weird that people come to Toronto just to go to the mall. It's just so weird to me. Like, I get it. I'm just spraying with Fix Plus. I was a teenager too, but like a normal thing of a city person, like everyone in New York being like, why do you want to come to New York? Like, it's just a city. Toronto is very much the same thing. It's the biggest city in Canada, and it's just like, why do you want to do that? There was a TikTok actually. Oh my gosh, really funny tangent. I'm gonna highlight with the Bio Radiant highlighter. This is Glassy Opal. I saw a TikTok a week ago, I think. Time is meaningless. I think it was a week ago. This is what it looks like. It's like a soft pink. And it was these 2 girls just going to Canada's Wonderland was the premise of their TikTok. And Ontario is full of so everyone in the comments was like, what do you mean people come all the way to Ontario just to go to Canada's Wonderland? And if some people like going to an amusement park, they like going to an amusement park. Again, much like spending a day at the mall, there was a time in my life where just going to Canada's Wonderland for the day would have been a dream come true. I'm not that person anymore, mostly because I get really motion sick now. So that's kind of just off the table in general for my life. This is with Glassy Opal on top of that Refy water blush. And it's so natural looking. And it's exactly what I wanted, where it's hard to over blush with the water powder. not water powder, with the water tint blush. Store in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. So that's either for the water evaporation or the color may change if exposed to the sunlight. And I have changed my mind about Refy, where I used to on Refy constantly. I saw no purpose for the brand. I always thought that they just stole from the Korean beauty trends and just marked up the prices and put it in more boring packaging. However, I did have an epiphany specifically with these products and also the bronzer, which was out of stock and why I didn't get the bronzer. Same with the concealer. Now when I see Refy, I do see the purpose is there, where they come out with these Korean formulas. Like, this is made in Korea. So they have these Korean formulas in better colorways and more Western beauty standard colorways, which maybe aren't produced in the Korean brands. And if they are produced, it could be a brand that's hard to find on websites and stores like Yes Style and Sukoshi Mart. So I have kind of turned the page with Refy. However, the amount of shades that they release is not 2026 standards. Like, releasing a blush and having 3 shades is crazy in 2026. Bronzer line has more colors than the blush line. And I also think that because they only have 3 shades of the blushes, there should be swatches on all of the skin tone models that they use, because Acai is a beautiful, natural toned blush that I think they should use the fair and medium models when swatching this, and they only have it on the dark models. I really don't know if you are dark how much this will show up, because you can see I did a very light wash of it, but if my skin was really, really, really deep and rich, I feel like I wouldn't see this at all, especially if I'm warm tone. So do proceed with caution for that, but I think that's more formula than it is the shade, because this shade is quite a standard in all of the blush formulations within Sephora. But I think because it's so watery and thin and barely there, that causes the shade to maybe not show up on deeper skin. For my eyes, I kind of want to keep it simple because I'm just going out and about. I'm gonna reach for my custom MAC palette and I'm just keeping it simple. I'm just gonna take some Omega. I haven't used Omega in a while. Let's use some Omega today on the eye. I have to hurry up in here because I'm sweating. Some of this shine on my face is actually sweat because I can't film with my air conditioner on, and I'm trying to film this early, but it is heating up outside, which means it's heating up in here with all the lights on. I'm gonna just quickly do a wash of Omega, stick a brush in your eye. That is very important when you're getting ready. Just kind of fill in around here. And then some She Sparkles over top, just on the eyelid, not really extending it in any direction. I wonder if my microphone is picking up the cicadas. The other phenomenon, I'm going back to talk about the malls because yesterday Chia and I went to Yorkdale for a couple hours to just kill time. We had nothing to do. We didn't buy anything. The only thing we had was lunch. I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. And Yorkdale now, if you drive on the 401, the parking lot is so full on the outside where the movie theater there is that faces the highway. I'm gonna use the Refy mascara while I'm talking about this so we can all see how difficult this thing is to use. I vividly remember as a kid that parking lot area was never full. And now it's always that slammed super full, like Boxing Day. That's the only time I remember that Yorkdale would be that full, was Christmas time. And now it's like every time. When we went yesterday, it was full all the way to the edge. And you know what? Also, the parking lot by the bay, which is now closed, right? All the bays are closed in Canada. Even that, it's full and it's filling out by the bay. And it's just like, I don't know, where is everyone getting this money from? Because I thought we were all like on the struggle bus here, but everyone was inside. Like Holt Renfrew was slammed. All the like designer stores were so busy with people. And on the side that faces the highway, I always call that side the poor side. Sorry, I forgot that a majority of my audience is Americans. Yorkdale is like a designer mall full of designer brands, like standalone designer brands. And it has a Holt Renfrew, which is, I guess, like a Neiman Marcus, but it was like full and like people actively purchasing things. And then in all the standalone designer shops, people actively purchasing stuff. I don't know. And then in the poor side of the mall, which is like the Uniqlo, the Banana Republic, the Aritzia, where clothes don't cost $1,000, clothes cost $200 instead. I call it the poor side. People are walking around with bags. Maybe that's the recession indicator, is people shop more when life is terrible. I think that's a real thing. I think I saw something go by at one point in time, kind of like how high heels get taller when times are like harder. So you can see that I did get it kind of everywhere on my eyelids. And I did have this mascara transfer on me when I did that first impressions, so I'm not putting it on my bottom lashes. Anyways, I found it just interesting. Mall was just like so busy and so many people walking around with bags and stuff. If any of my viewers have walked around a mall lately, you tell me your experience, because I find it crazy that so many people are malling right now. But maybe it's also because I hate the fashion trends right now, that it's like I don't even want to go to the mall because nothing is intriguing to me except like going to a MAC or Sephora or something. This is the face. It's very natural and very nice. So for lip products, I have this lipstick. I'll show you this lipstick, but I am going to take it off because I do have to go to the mall. This is the lipstick from Refy. It's a liquid lipstick, but it stays shiny on the lips. It's quite thick. I just threw that on. It does have this little metal ball in the middle of it. I don't really like the little metal ball. I don't like the feeling. I think it's really strange because the lipstick is so warm in the tube and like your ambient room temperature. And then the little metal ball is so cold, and I don't know what the purpose of like a cooling technology would have on the lips, you know? Now, if you take more time and you're more careful, you could make it look quite pretty. But this is the shade Mulberry that I picked up. It's a really nice shade, and I don't have any lipstick like it. I've been in such a bullet lipstick zone for such a long time and so many years. I kind of forgot how nice it is to be able to have something that you can just throw on and stays in place. This isn't like a 2016 liquid lipstick, so it stays shiny like this all day and it doesn't dry down. So it will come off when you're eating and drinking, but it does have a good amount of stick-to-itiveness that makes it come off and still look really pretty. But because I have to go to the mall, I'm so sweaty. You know when you're like under here starts sweating? I'm sweating. This is the one lip product I got from Haus Labs. This is the PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze in the shade Cocoa, which is kind of like a more sheer mulberry actually. I think it's really funny that they're so similar. It does have quite a thick feeling on the lips. Like it doesn't feel like a lip gloss necessarily. There is like a little bit of kind of like that 3D voluming type of technology in this gloss. It's really nice. The color doesn't sink into my lip lines either, which I really, really love. What is this? I have some mulberry underneath my nose. How did I do that? I really can't stand when lip glosses immediately sink into the lip lines. This one is really, really nice. I'm not going to pair it with a lip liner. Like I said, I'm off to go do some espionage and I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. And I gotta turn the AC back on. So if you liked this video, give it a like. If you think others would enjoy it, consider hyping so this falls on their suggested feed. If you liked me, thank you so much. Consider subscribing so I can pop up in your feed more often. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Both are Claire Cuckoo as well. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.